What's up, guys? CMR357 here, and today we're going to be talking about one of my favorite firearms that I have in my collection. We're going to be talking about the Romanian Draco, chambered in 7.62 by 39. And before we actually get into this, if you guys enjoy the content, please hit the thumbs up button, please hit the subscribe button. Been getting a lot of love from people, lots of comments, questions, discussions, things like that. Really like that. I love interacting with you guys. So if you want to drop a comment, I will reply. It may take me a minute, but I will reply back. So the Romanian Draco, like I said, one of my favorite guns in my collection. Definitely I would say top 10, top 15. Definitely love this thing. We'll kind of talk about the specs of it, and then we'll talk about what it's like shooting it. We're not going to go too in depth. These have been covered pretty extensively. They've been around for a while, and there's a ton of people out there who know way more than I'll probably ever know about this. But if you want to know more, go do some research. But I'll kind of give you my take on it and the experience I've had with it. All right, so real quick, we'll start up at the front. We have a threaded barrel. It does come with a little protector on it. The older ones actually came welded, so if you got one, you would have to split that weld or have a gunsmith do it. I think it has an 11-inch barrel, a real short barrel, so you're probably not going to be reaching out and hitting stuff, 100 yards away. Maybe, I'm sure someone could, but I'm not the guy for that. It did come with wooden furniture when I got it. I did switch that out for some Magpul furniture. It has the M-lock for accessories. I really like that. It does have a little sling loop there. I guess you'd call that a sling loop. It's not like a square, but see, pretty much basic AK sights, smooth dust cover, just stamped. It does have a stamped receiver. The trigger in this thing, I definitely got to touch on the trigger. The trigger's great. I'm not sure what kind of trigger it is. I have an M70 that has a Tapco, and it feels really good, and this feels pretty close to it. It has a little bit of a longer reset, but the trigger is very smooth on it. We'll kind of give it a dry fire. You can kind of see that. It does have a little bit of give right there, and then it goes. And then the reset is pretty far up there. Yeah, the reset's pretty far up there, but other than that, it has a really nice break on it. All right, moving on back. These are pistols. These are classified as pistols, so you cannot put a stock on it without an NFA stamp. Do not do that. You will get in a shit ton of trouble if you get caught with it. So don't do that. It's not worth it, guys. But you can get a attachment. I got this from SB Tactical. It just slides right under the grip. Tighten the grip down. I do have the stock grip on it. I do have a Magpul grip, actually. I just haven't had time to put it on there. I've actually got a box of flashlights and grips and muzzle devices and stuff. I just haven't had time to put on my gun. So it is a factory grip. It's horrible, really hard plastic. I hate that, but I'll get it switched out one day. We may make a video about it or something. But the buffer tube attachment, so that you can actually put a brace on it, makes it way more comfortable to shoot. This one actually has a Strike Industries brace on it. Pretty cheap brace, I will say that. I think this was like 40 bucks. A lot of braces are very expensive. I actually love these. I have a few of these on quite a few pistols. I love them. They're super comfortable. I just like them. They just feel good to me. So yeah, I mean, pretty much a standard AK. Reliable, super reliable. I have not done an actual round count, but I have probably put somewhere between, I wouldn't even know. I would say at least 1,000 rounds, and that's at a minimum. Definitely probably more, but I would say at a minimum 1,000. And it has ran great. It's ran everything I've ever put through it. Mostly steel case, but I have shot some fusion out of it. Great. I mean, if you'll shoot steel case, it's probably gonna shoot fusion, right? But yeah, shoots great. This thing blows a fireball like you would not even believe. I mean, you shoot this thing around like 6, 7 o'clock in the summertime when it's dusty dark. I mean, you're blowing fireballs. Let me tell you, it is very fun to shoot. I literally picked it up, like I said, a few years ago, and I think I gave 6 something for it, maybe 650, 680, somewhere around there. I know it was below 700, and I just went to a gun show a few weeks ago, and these are selling for like $1,300. I almost fell over. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I know usually guns are a little more pricey at gun shows, but I couldn't believe they were that much more expensive. And they're very difficult to find. They do make a few different variants of these. This is just the basic Draco. Then they have the mini Draco and the micro Draco, all made in Romania, stamped receivers. And they're actually made in the, and I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce this, but the Cougar. If that's wrong, I'm sorry. I think that's wrong. Seems like I heard it pronounced like by a Romanian, and it was way different, but I'm going to call it Cougar. So, actually made in the Cougar factory, and that's where they actually make rifles and firearms for the Romanian military. So that's really cool that they're made in that same factory on the same machinery. So that's really cool. I've heard nothing bad about these. I know a lot of the older ones, you know, like the earlier imports, they had issues with very wobbly mags in the well. And I've actually brought a few different mags out. I have 4 different mags here, and I'm going to kind of show you what kind of wobble it has with the different mags because it's almost non-existent. We'll start with the P mag, and we'll check one more time just to make sure we're clear. Mags are empty, and the P mags just go in great. Hardly a little bit of wobble, like what you would expect with an AK. Hardly nothing with the P mag. And have shot with all of these mags and had absolutely no issues with them. Everything has fed reliably. This is a palm mag, and I'm not even sure where I got this, but it's a very thick mag, and it goes in, locks in nice, virtually no movement with the palm mag, just a very tiny bit. Like, I'm not sure if you guys can see that or not, but it's just minimal, about what you would expect. This is a mag. I hate these magazines. I have used it. I've shot it through this. Everything's ran fine, but actually getting it in the mag well is a bitch. It is horrible. I just don't. They just don't feel good. They're very. See, I can't even get it in there. It just gives me. There we go. But once you get it in there, there's virtually no movement with it. I mean, it's minimal, very minimal, and as it should be, as you can barely get it in there. It's so tight. Now, this is the magazine that actually came with my Yugo M70. I'm not sure where this is made. It is metal, aluminum, I would imagine. Seems like someone told me it was like a Korean-made mag, and I'm really not sure. It's fed reliably, perfect, but this is the one that actually has a lot of movement. I mean, yeah, you could definitely see that. You can hear it. But it still ran phenomenally. Ran great. Every magazine I've ever used in it, which is only these 4 types of mags, have ran great. If you're going to get one, I would definitely recommend just a P mag. You know, I mean, by all means, get what mags you come across, because one day you may not be able to get any anymore. So grab whatever you can come across, especially if it's at a good deal. I think I can get those P mags like right down the street for like $12, something like that. So you can't beat it. Other than that, what I'd heard was the sights was canted on some of the earlier imports, so that was a pretty big issue. I've heard of some people having issues with the dust covers coming loose and flying off, which isn't cool. You know, no one wants to have to deal with that. But other than that, that's all I've really heard bad about them, and that's, I guess they actually got that lined out because a lot of people were complaining about it. Other than the variants, they do make an American-made Draco. I'm pretty sure Century makes it. It's a Visca, the VSKA. And you can always tell those because right in front of the mag well, it'll actually say VSKA on them. And I haven't really heard anything good about them. Most people are, you know, especially if they are AK nuts, they're like, just get the Romanian one if you can find it. So I tend to stay away from anything actually made by Century. That's just my opinion. I'm sure someone out there will be like, that's, you know, that's the one I've got and it runs great and that's awesome. I hope that it lasts you 500,000 rounds, but I try to stay away from them. Yeah, these are great little AKs. I really can't say anything bad about them. This, like I said, one of my favorite ones in my collection. And if you're looking for a little AK and you can find one of these, especially one of the Romanian made, pick it up, because especially if you can get it at a good deal, because I could not believe how high the price had went on them. This isn't something I ever plan on getting rid of. It's super fun to shoot. It's more of a range toy than anything. I have a ton of 7.62 ammunition, a few AKs, so, you know, why not? Just hold on to it, have some fun with it. If for nothing else, just to see that fireball at night when you shoot. You know, it's something else. And the micro is even crazier. Like it really blows a fireball. Like it's something else. But yeah, that's pretty much the Romanian Draco. Like I said, it's been covered extensively by a lot of other people. If you want to check that stuff out, you know, do some Google searches. There's tons of YouTube videos about them. I just wanted to kind of show it some love because I really do love this thing. It field strips down pretty much like a normal AK, and we may make a video field stripping it, do a cleaning, you know, look at the internals a little more or something like that. But yeah, guys, that's the Romanian AK Draco. Yeah, I hope somebody got something positive from it. And if you are looking for a little small AK and a pistol variant, I would definitely recommend the Romanian. And all right, guys, I hope everyone has a great Christmas. It's getting close. It's next week, so everyone stay safe and stay healthy, and I will see you soon. Thanks, guys.